Hey guys, John Stevens here again at Working Man Success. If you're interested in working your way up the ladder of success and creating the best life you can for you and your family, I think you'll get really great value out of this channel. So y'all follow along with me, stick with me. I'm out here every day talking about ideals, concepts, and practical plans that you can put into play in your everyday life to help you work up the ladder of success and build the life you can be proud of. Today, guys, I got a real good one for you. I bet you've never heard it. And, well, let's just get right into it. So, I hope it don't run as long it may run longer than the normal videos, but I hope not. I'm going to try to keep it short. But today, guys, I want to talk to you about the most powerful muscle in your body. And it's also the muscle that's going to cause you the most pain. It's going to cause you the most struggles in life, and it completely controls most people's lives. It is the number one reason that most people fail in their life. And that muscle is the don't feel like it muscle. Everybody's got a don't feel like it muscle. And what I mean by that is like anytime you are supposed to be doing something that you really don't want to do, your don't feel like it muscle is at work. And the stronger that muscle gets, the more it overpowers you. And it started with me, first time I remember it just like kicking my ass is homework in high school, right? I don't feel like doing my homework in high school. And then that muscle just keeps on doing little things, and when it's doing, like, I don't feel like cooking supper, I don't feel like working out, I don't feel like getting up right now, so I hit the snooze button, I don't feel like taking the trash out. All these little things it's doing constantly. And what it's doing when it's making you not feel like doing what you ought to be doing is it's working out, and it's getting stronger, and it's getting stronger, and it's getting stronger. And what this does is it eventually moves into a stronger position in you, and it takes more control over you. So the more that you let it go and you're not aware of this muscle, and this is a good one because as soon as you know you should be doing something, but it don't, like all of a sudden you don't feel like it, you become aware. It's a concept that pops up in your mind if you get in a habit of thinking like this, that, oh, that's just my don't feel like it muscle. He's trying to overpower me. He's trying to bully me. So then you go do it. And when you do that, it's letting your don't feel like it muscle know that it's not the boss of you and it doesn't have power over you. But if you let it do the little things, like you get up in the morning and you don't feel like making your bed, you don't feel like putting your clothes in a hamper, it's all the little bitty stuff that we learn growing up. And when we don't feel like doing it, we get in the habit of not doing it, and your don't feel like it muscle gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And then it moves into more important things, right? So, sometimes, like, I don't feel like going to work today. I don't feel like doing my workout today. I don't feel like staying on my diet plan today. And I don't feel like reading my Bible today. Whatever the things are, it starts out little, and it continually, if it can get you not to do the little things you're supposed to, eventually it starts building confidence in itself, and it moves up to the larger things. And that's the down spiral that most people fall into. And when you don't feel like it muscle gets to a certain strength, it's hard to turn that around in your life. You can do it, and we're going to talk about a couple of ways to do that here in just a minute. But when this muscle gets to the point where it can overpower you very easy because you have given it that power over your life, every time you just don't feel like doing something, well, you don't do it. And every time that happens, that muscle expands, and finally it gets to the point where you're just not going to do anything you don't feel like doing. And that's the downfall of most people. Most people will not get out of that. But I'm gonna give you 2 ways to combat that. And if you're in that position right now where you're in the habit of listening to your don't feel like it muscle, this is the best two ways that I found. They're not foolproof. They're not going to work every time, but your feel like it muscle is always, your don't feel like it muscle is always going to be there, and it's always going to try to be nudging in. And sometimes you're going to fall prey to it. But the best two ways that I found that combats this is basically never go to bed at night without knowing what you're doing tomorrow. Because you can have, like if you don't know what you're doing tomorrow when you get up and you think about, like you got to do this or you got to do that when you get up, and then that morning you don't feel like it. So you just don't do it. Well, if you already have a plan in place, it's easier to overpower the don't feel like it muscle. And when every time you do that, you get up and say, all right, I'm gonna get up tomorrow and first thing I'm gonna do is go do my workout. And then you get up and you're kind of stiff and you're kind of, drowsy, and well, it's very easy just to sit down and take that time and not do anything. But if you go to the gym, if you do your workout, that weakens your don't feel like it muscle, because it tells your don't feel like it muscle says, like it says, you're not the boss of me. I control what I do, not you. So over time, if you do that every day, you have a plan for the next day. And if you follow through with that plan, no matter how you feel, you have to follow through with the plan. Because if you do that over and over and over and over, and you build a habit of doing that, your don't feel like it muscle quits messing with you as much, because it knows it doesn't have the power that it used to. It can't just get you to do anything because you already have a plan, and it quits messing with you as much. It's still there, and if you have a weak moment, it's going to jump in there and try to push you over and hold you down. But and sometimes you're going to fall prey to that. But having a plan and getting in the habit of following through with your plan every single day weakens your don't feel like it muscle. And this is very beneficial because it will help you in your career, it will help you at work, it will help you at home, it will help you with a relationship with your wife. It is very beneficial. All right, that was the first one. The second one I feel like it's probably a more powerful thing, because if you're doing the second one, you're probably doing the first one anyway. The second one is finding something that you absolutely hate doing and do it every single day, and do it on purpose. It ain't something that you have to do. It's something that it's not required in your job. It's not required in your family. It's something that you have to make a conscious decision to do that you absolutely hate doing. And when you do that every single day, it's also making that muscle say, I've got no control over this guy. I cannot make him not do anything. So and for a couple of examples of that, that's where, everybody talks about the benefits of taking cold showers or these cold plunges in the morning. There's no hard evidence, right, that any of that stuff is healthy. There's some studies and some stuff that there's some benefit to certain things if you do it every day. But I think the strength of that and the reason that they're so beneficial is because you're making your mind, you're killing your do not feel like it muscle. Because I don't care how much you get used to it, you don't feel like taking a cold shower, and you don't feel like jumping in ice water. And I don't do that stuff. I play with a cold shower some, but I'm not the guy that's going to jump in ice water. So don't think that I'm, like telling you to do it because I do it. I don't do it. But I do certain things that I absolutely hate doing. And I have access to a flight of stairs that's if you do them twice behind each other, it's 500 stairs up. So I continually, almost on a daily basis, I make myself go do the stairs. I go to the top, come back to the bottom, go back to the top, back down to the bottom. So, and I absolutely hate that. And no matter what the weather situation is at that point, it doesn't matter if it's 6, 7, 8 degrees, or it doesn't matter if it's 95 degrees or 100 degrees. I make myself do that. And that's one of the things that I absolutely hate doing. And it's every time I try to do it, that don't feel like it muscle is trying to say, hey man, you don't have to do this today. You don't, like, there's no sense. You've been doing it. There's no sense in doing it today. You don't really feel that great, and you have it, like you could take a day off. And that's the point where you know that the don't feel like it muscle is trying to nudge its way back in control of your life. And that's when you need to do the thing more than anything. So find something that you absolutely hate doing and do it on a daily basis. It may just be as far as just splashing cold water in your face in the morning. Whatever it is, everybody's got something that they can do that doesn't take long at all, that they absolutely hate doing, and that will keep your don't feel like it muscle at bay. And guys, when you start doing that, it tells your don't feel like it muscle that it doesn't have control over you. It's kind of like dealing with a bully. If you say when you was a kid, you had this bully every day that would come to you and pick on you or try to take your lunch money or, like whatever. And as soon as you start standing up to the bully and saying, you may have to hit him in the nose or something, right? As soon as you start standing up and not taking his shit, well, he quits messing with you as much. And eventually, after a few times of you not taking his shit, he quits messing with you. And it's the same way as the don't feel like it muscle. Now, every once in a while, that bully will come back and he'll try to he'll try to get back in there, but he realizes that, okay, this guy's still who he was last time I tried to mess with him, and he's not going to take my shit, so I'm just going to go pick on somebody else. So, guys, if you thought that was beneficial, send it to somebody who needs to hear it. I know it's a little long, but I think it's a good concept. I think it's a good idea to keep in your head, and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the video. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.